Hey, gun people. Well, speaking of guns, the great liberal uh, city that's been told that if we just elect liberalism and liberal policies, the country will be better. Yet every liberal city run by liberals for liberals with mandatory hiring to make things equal and quota hires and 14 bathrooms and sanctuary cities, and we embrace, immigration and illegal immigration, and we make it. Every liberal run city has the highest gun control in the country, and they also have the highest amount of crime and the highest amount of violence. Because when you take guns from good people, you empower bad people that don't care about the 30,000 gun laws that are on the books, because laws don't stop bad behavior from bad people. And taking guns from good people does not stop bad people from continuing to get guns and use them. Chicago, you cannot get a concealed permit. It's a pain. It's run by liberals. We have a lot of quota hiring. We have all kind of policies, liberal policies, in effect for years. And it is the worst crime city out there. Did I mention that Chicago has a high minority population? Did I mention that black people kill black people more in Chicago than probably anywhere else? No, you won't hear that from the left, and you won't hear that from people because liberalism doesn't want black people to have guns. Gun control is racist. And the liberals won't say that because they don't want to be called racist. But basically, liberal cities don't want black people having guns. So they take guns from good black people so they can't defend themselves, and they empower the crooks, thugs, and teens. And then they wonder why gun violence goes up and why there's more victims. But remember, crime, liberalism likes crime because it justifies more liberalism. Liberals are great at blaming and telling you who to blame, but their policies never fix anything. They only blame. If you look at every liberal election we're going through, liberals are not running on how they make the country better and how their policies are a huge success in the liberal cities. That's not what liberals run on. Liberals run on hating Trump, blaming the right, pushing their narrative, pushing socialism, pushing more government control, more government power, and less freedoms. That's what liberals want. Socialists always want that. Let's take a look at this little video here, this press release from the black chief, because if we hire a black chief, then it'll fix all our racial problems. Yeah, okay. And Emanuel. This is the guy who shoved a knife on the table working for Clinton and said death to all people who didn't support Clinton and named names of people that he wanted dead. And now he's the mayor of Chicago. And violence is outrageous. But, we won't talk about that. He's a liberal. He gets his liberal pass. He gets his, everything is great because we're liberal, and he gets to blame Republicans, conservatives, and hate Trump. Used to be hate Bush. Now it's hate Trump. It's always hate, hate, hate. That's what the liberal policy is. Let's look at this.
The incidents that we saw over the weekend, I ordered additional deployments of officers in those areas to prevent the retaliatory fact.
He ordered additional resources to make you safe. They already have the largest damn police force. They're always saying they don't have enough cops. They're always saying they need more cops. They're always saying crime goes up and gun violence goes up, so we need more gun laws. Yet none of their solutions ever work. The only thing their solutions do is justify more government and justify the narrative that if you had more government, we could make you safe. We could keep you safe. If you just give us more money and more government and more cops and more gun laws, we will keep you safe. and just keep believing us because you're too stupid to figure it out. Wow.
46 people were arrested for gun charges this weekend.
Wow, 46 people. Man, they're just on it.
And we seized 60 guns over the weekend.
Wow, we took 60 guns. How many of those guns were by lawful gun owners who committed no crimes? None. They were taken from felons, people who got stolen guns, people who stole guns from the government, people who got their guns from the liberal government Obama policies where they were selling guns to illegals. Remember that little thing, Fast and Furious, that nobody wants to talk about, where the liberals were selling guns to known criminals, and then those guns were used in crimes in America to justify more gun control. Let's not talk about that. Let's get back to the great liberal policy and liberal success of Chicago.
Adding to the 5,600 guns that we've also seized so far this year.
5,600 guns this year they seized. How many of those from lawful gun owners? We just need more gun. If we just took all the guns from all the good people, then we could say we seized 1 million guns, and then we could keep you safe. And then if you just give us more cops and let us raise your taxes so we can grow government, then we'll keep you safe. Same narrative that the liberals have been using for 50 years. Doesn't work, never works anywhere. Gun control is about taking the rights and freedoms of good people in order to sell the lie that will keep you safe.
You can talk about the weather, but the weather didn't pull the trigger.
Ooh, hear that racism in his voice? Black people pull the trigger. You notice when they said in the article that 70 people were shot. They didn't say how many of those victims were black and how many of the shooters were black. All we hear is race on every other news media, the color and who did what and who's responsible and what their color is. Suddenly, when there's 70 people shot in one weekend, no mention of race. We call that a clue. We call it fake news. We call it CNN. We'll be blaming somebody.
You can talk about jobs, and they count. But in parts of the city where there aren't jobs, people did not pull a trigger.
Well, what people did pull the trigger? See, liberals want to talk and they want to go around and hint that it's the people pulling the trigger, but it's just a little curve in their path to say we need more gun control.
There are values. There are too many guns on the street.
There it is. If you just let us take the guns off the street, because we've already seized 5,600 guns this year, you can tell how well our gun policies work. We have the strictest gun control in the country, and you can tell how successful we are. Look at our crime rate. Look at our gun violence. Look how many guns we seized. But you know what? We just need more. More money, more government, more cops, and more gun control. If you just give us more. And you know what? Freaking idiots vote for this.
Too many people with criminal records.
Ooh. You mean people are the problem with criminal records. Who are these people, Mr. Emanuel? Can you show their picture? No, that would be racist. Can you identify them so we know who these criminal people are? No. We don't want to talk about that. We just need more gun control, people. Just pay attention. On
the street. And there is a shortage of values about what is right, what is wrong.
No values? In a city of great brotherly love? In a city of high minority, sanctuary city where you say if we bring in more immigrants and we allow open borders that everything will be great? In your city that you promote all these liberal policies and high gun control, now you're telling us there's no values? Who are these people with no values? Who are these singles moms with no dads in a home? Who are these people, Mr. Emanuel? You keep telling us that you need more control and you need more gun control. Who are these people you're talking about? Gun control is racist, people.
What is acceptable, what is condoned, and what is condemned.
Well. So if you read the article, 11 people were shot and killed. 70 others were wounded in a weekend in Chicago. Chicago. Vote liberal, people. It's been liberal for 30 years. And you know what? You just keep on voting liberal. See, liberals want the whole country to be like Chicago. High crime rate, high gun, because then we can justify gun control. Then we can open the borders and blame the Republicans, blame conservatives, blame those gun-loving patriots for all the crime. If we can just make the whole country like Chicago and vote liberalism, things will be so much better. Wow. The ignorance is just amazing, and people still vote for it. All right, we'll end that there.